Greetings, everyone. This is Kurt Moll, Director of Digital Media Innovation and Strategy with the Situation Report and related screencast for the recommendation for Chromebook purchase. A little bit of background here. Chromebooks are purchased every year to provide new devices for Chromebook carts at our elementary school, and sixth graders get a Chromebook for the first time that they can take home in our one-to-one initiative. And the ninth graders who return to our system are also given a new Chromebook that they can take home for the duration of high school. Our initial proposal for those devices was for 4,000 total Chromebooks. And the vendor responses when they first came back showed numbers that were all well over $1 million. $1 million is currently far out of reach of our current budget parameters. And that led our technology department to pump the brakes and actually go back and start to review our device replacement cycle. And rather than look at just the replacement of Chromebooks in our replacement cycle, we looked at all classroom technology. And while that includes Chromebooks, we're also looking at classroom audio, classroom display technology, student devices, and teacher devices. And so when you look at the totality of all of the equipment in our system, we built a replacement cycle for all of those devices to build out a long-term budget, and I will talk about that in a second. But in that process, we realized that we could get Chromebooks on a 4-year replacement cycle. We currently have Chromebooks in use that have lasted well over 4 years, some into 5 years. Our damage and breakage isn't that high, where we couldn't move to 4 years, and we have enough replacement devices where if a device did go down and failed to continue to operate, we have enough loaner devices to give to students to use while their current Chromebooks are being fixed, and in some instances provide students with a brand new Chromebook because accidents happen from time to time. And so in moving from a 3-year cycle, which is what we currently do, to a 4-year cycle, which is what we're moving to, we realized that we are able to provide additional loaner devices for short time replacements for students that were in need of one. We were also able to provide for a continuity of replacement cycles, which brought more balance to the yearly request for new Chromebooks. And we're able to replace 3 or 4 elementary school carts at a time, and then all 6th grade devices and all 9th grade devices at a time by moving to a 4-year cycle. And moving to a 4-year cycle means that we purchase fewer Chromebooks each year, which then also means that in future years, including this year, we don't have to lease Chromebooks, which saves the district, $40,000 to $50,000 a year in lease payments, which is a significant savings over years past. And so after we did this comprehensive review of all of our pieces of equipment and put this on the replacement cycle, we came to realize that our request was for about half of what we initially were looking for. And the new request that we edited and sent back out to vendors was for 2,000 Chromebooks. So the total cost of that is $840,000. What we're looking to do here is purchase from Paragon Data Systems, or PDS, a 2000 HP G9 with Intel processors for a total cost of $222 a piece. And each one of those has to have a Chrome management license that we pay to Google one time for the lifespan of that device of $30.42. While this is not the lowest response, it's also not the highest. The HP device is very familiar to our students and staff. It's the same device we've purchased for the last 3 years. And we have also partnered with PDS for repairs and warranty service. In addition, PDS also provides an unboxing and asset tagging service at no additional cost to our district, which saves our technology department significant time and money when we initially inventory and start to manage the assets. This total amount of $840,000 sits within or very close to the ESSER threshold for technology for the next year. And our ESSER funds are $500,000 for technology. And so the additional roughly $5,000 will come out of the technology budget. And then the additional warranty service that comes along with these devices, which is $90,000 for 3 years. It's unlimited repairs. So if a student breaks their Chromebook, we can send it in. We don't pass that cost along to students and families unless the damage is intentional. So if it's a warranty issue and it needs to be repaired, we have a 3-year warranty and can send them back as many times as we need to in order to repair that device and keep them going. And those repairs, we stick them in a box, we send them to PDS, and we get them back in about 10 days time. And so it's a very slick process that, again, overall, saves us time, money. We don't have to inventory the parts here to repair those devices. We can just do those in-house. So back to this replacement cycle, the comprehensive review of asset replacements and the cycles to replace on has allowed us to level out the peaks and valleys of the various expenditures related to technology purchases. So this has allowed us to forecast and create stability across a very large technology budget and will allow us to avoid additional lease expenses in the future. Now, there's a lot of unknown unknowns that happen out there. So, for instance, when the pandemic hit, there was a mad dash for devices, which created a global supply chain crunch. And on top of everything else, it made access of these devices very difficult. While we don't anticipate that, again, those are unknown unknowns. But based on this current forecast, which moves us out well over a decade, we will be able to replace on regular replacement cycles and afford without leasing, so incurring additional expenses related to principal and interest-based payments on those leases. We will save our district money in the long term over the next 10 to 12 years. This asset replacement process also allows staff and students the opportunity to continue to use up-to-date technology for learning, whether or not it's a Mac in the computer lab, a display in their classroom. It allows our kids and our teachers to have hardware and software platforms that are up-to-date and contribute to overall data privacy and security. So this is work we're really proud of moving forward, and the fact that we've been able to work closely with the business office to identify the revenue and the funds needed without increasing the expenses associated with technology. And I think that's most importantly is we're not being allocated additional funds. So all of these replacement cycles are actually going to happen within the current funding structure. So assuming no new increases over the next 10 to 12 years in technology. And moving our Chromebooks from a 3-year cycle to a 4-year cycle was key to unlocking that door and making that all work and making that all happen. So that's it from me. Before you tonight is the recommendation for the approval of the Chromebook, the Chrome management licenses, and the associated warranty. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to connect and discuss further. Hope you're well. Take care. Bye.